Welcome to a lecture series on public policies and welfare programs. Friends, today let us discuss about the welfare schemes for scheduled tribes in India. During the post-independent period, Government of India has initiated several welfare schemes for the educational, economic, and social empowerment of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. So now let us discuss about all these schemes in detail. So to begin with, Government of India has initiated certain schemes for the educational empowerment of scheduled castes as well as the scheduled tribes, specifically for school education. Pre-metric and post-metric scholarships are provided to scheduled castes and scheduled tribe students. So these two are important uh, financial support provided by the government of India and also the respective state governments for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribe students to pursue school education. Then government of India is also providing scholarships for the top class education for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. If at all the scheduled tribe students would like to pursue the higher education in any national level or international institutions, financial support is provided under this scheme called Top Class Education for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes. Then to pursue the research programs, Government of India has initiated National Fellowship for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribe students. Specifically, this scheme is meant to encourage the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students to pursue certain research programs like PhD in national and state level institutions. Then to pursue the higher education at abroad, scheduled castes and scheduled tribe students are also provided national overseas scholarship. This national overseas scholarship is to encourage the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students to pursue the higher education in international level universities at abroad. And this overship scholarship includes the travel expenses, tuition fee, and living expenses at abroad. So that means the 100% financial support is provided for the scheduled tribe students to pursue uh, the postgraduate level programs or research oriented programs in international universities at abroad. Then, in order to encourage the students belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes to appear for various state level and national level competitive examinations, Government of India is providing financial support for free coaching for scheduled castes and scheduled tribe students for various competitive examinations. In collaboration with the state governments, the free coaching centers have been established in almost all the states to train the students belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes for various competitive examinations. And government is also providing the financial support for the establishment of Ekalavya model residential schools. This Ekalavya model residential schools started in the year 1997-98 to impart quality education to ST children in remote areas in order to enable them to avail opportunities in high and professional educational courses and get employment in various sectors. The schools focus not only on academic education but on the all round development of the students. So, this is the uniqueness of these schools. These Ekalavya model schools provide theoretical knowledge, and apart from that, the practical knowledge is also provided for the students, which will be helpful for the all round development of the students, so that they are employable in the job market. So Ekalavya schools will be on par with Navodaya Vidyalayas and will have special facilities for preserving local art and culture, besides providing training in sports and skill development. So these are the unique features of Ekalavya model residential schools, and these schools are specifically meant for scheduled tribe students. So whatever the schemes we have discussed so far, they are related to the educational empowerment of scheduled tribe. But now, for the economic empowerment of scheduled tribes, Government of India has initiated certain unique or flagship programs, namely Pradhana Mantri Janajatiya Vikas Mission. So this Pradhana Mantri Janajatiya Vikas Mission, this scheme has been formulated with the merger of the two earlier schemes for promotion of tribal livelihood. That means by merging the earlier two schemes like one is mechanism for marketing of minor forest produce, mechanism for marketing of minor forest produce through minimum support price, and another one, development of value chain for minor forest produce, and institutional support for development and marketing of tribal products or produce. So actually this scheme is the livelihood driven program, so providing the marketing facility for the tribal products, especially for the minor forest produce, so that the tribal communities will have assured livelihood opportunities. And Pradhan Mantri Janajatiya Vikas Mission has the vision to strengthen tribal entrepreneurship initiatives. First one is providing marketing facility for minor forest produce, or we can say the tribal products. Second one is to strengthen the tribal entrepreneurship initiatives and to facilitate livelihood opportunities by promoting more efficient, equitable, self managed, optimum use of natural resources. Then, minor forest produce, that is farm and non farm, tribal product based enterprises, these kind of enterprises are promoted under the scheme. So that means encouraging or promoting the entrepreneurship among the tribal youth or tribal population, and most of those activities are related to the collecting the farm and non-farm products, or we can say minor forest produce, so that they can have efficient and self-managed economic activity, and such kind of activities will provide them assured livelihood facility. So in order to provide marketing facility for tribal products, Government of India has established TriFed. TriFed is the nodal implementing agency for the scheme. So this is about the Pradhana Mantri Janajatiya Vikas Mission. And apart from this, uh, recently Government of India has also initiated another program called Pradhana Mantri Janajatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan. Pradhana Mantri Janajatiya. So the important objectives of the Pradhana Mantri Janajatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan: number one, developing enabling infrastructure, that is infrastructure development in tribal areas. Second objective or second goal is promotion of economic empowerment. The program aims to uh, elevate economic self reliance by improving skill development and entrepreneurship among scheduled tribe youth through programs such as Skill India Mission and Janasiksha Samsthan. Then that means uh, to promoting uh, entrepreneurship among the tribal communities by strengthening agriculture, animal husbandry, fisheries, and other agriculture related activities. Then third goal is universalization of access to education. That means all the, the tribal children must have access to quality education. So for that purpose, in collaboration with the state governments, Government of India is trying to establish ashram schools, or as I said earlier, Ekalavya residential model schools, so that the quality education is provided for the tribal children. And the tribal children are also encouraged to pursue higher education. So the financial support is provided for them to pursue higher education. Then goal 4 is healthy life and dignified aging. That means in all tribal areas, the healthcare infrastructure and healthcare services are provided, so that Government of India intends to reduce mortality rate, maternal mortality rate, and infant mortality rate in tribal areas. So keeping these four goals in view, Government of India has allocated a huge budget for the infrastructure development and also to provide the uh, to organize the skill development programs for tribal youth. So this program is also very important, and actually this program, there is a timeline for the implementation of this program. So it is intended to implement this program from 2024 to 2029. So that means Government of India intends to transform the tribal areas completely by 2029 by empowering the tribal communities. So this is a very important flagship program of the Government of India. Then another important program is equity support to national and state scheduled tribes finance and development corporations. In Indian context, there are two corporations, one at national level and another one at state level. At national level, there is National Scheduled Tribe Finance and Development Corporation, and at state level, each state have State Scheduled Tribes Finance and Development Corporation. So under this scheme, the ministry releases funds in the form of equity share capital assistance to national level corporation and also state level corporations for the purpose of giving concessional loans to eligible members of scheduled tribes. The main objective of these corporations is to provide financial support for self employment or entrepreneurship in tribal areas. Another important scheme known as Venture Capital Fund for Scheduled Tribes. Venture Capital Fund for Scheduled Tribes. The scheme has been approved during 2021-22 and aims to promote entrepreneurship among the scheduled tribes and to provide concessional finance to them. The Venture Capital Fund for Scheduled Tribes scheme would be a social sector initiative to promote scheduled tribe entrepreneurship and to support and incubate the startup ideas by scheduled tribe youth. That means the objective of this scheme is to encourage the scheduled tribe youth to establish startups with their creative ideas, and so that they can not only generate employment for themselves, but they can also create employment for others. So this is very important program through which the financial support is provided to the tribal youth. Then another scheme known as special central assistance to tribal sub scheme, that is called Pradhana Mantri Vanabandhu Kalyan Yojana. This is known as Pradhana Mantri Vanabandhu Kalyan Yojana. The scheme of special central assistance to tribal sub plan was being implemented by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Actually, the main objective of this tribal subplan is to provide budgetary allocations in all the development related departments to implement development activities for tribal population, or to implement development activities in tribal areas. So that means the tribal population must get benefit through all departments which implement developmental activities in tribal areas. So that means in every department, almost around 8.6% of the budget is spent specifically for the development of tribal population. So this central assistance to tribal subplan was being implemented by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs since 1977-78. After amalgamation of plan and non-plan, the scheme was known as Special Central Assistance to Tribal Sub-Scheme since 2017. Now it is known as what? Special Central Assistance to Tribal Sub-Scheme since 2017. Under this scheme, funds were provided to the state governments for various projects in sectors like education, health, agriculture, skill development, employment, income generation activities. So, the financial support, the special budgetary allocations are made by the central government, and such the monetary support is provided to the state government to implement various projects specifically for the tribal population in the areas like education, health, agriculture, skill development, employment generation, income generation, etc. Then for the social empowerment also, all these initiatives whatever we have discussed so far are related to economic empowerment of the tribal population. But apart from that, government of India has initiated certain legislations for the social empowerment of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. So in this context, I would like to tell you that for the socio-economic upliftment of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, Government of India has initiated the uh, welfare measures and legislative measures and also legal measures. And so far we have discussed about the welfare measures. And apart from that, Government of India has also initiated certain legislations to provide social protection for scheduled castes as well as scheduled tribes. For example, the Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. So through this act, the human rights or constitutional rights of the tribal communities are well protected. Then another one, Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. So through this act, the preventive measures are taken by the government so that the scheduled tribes are not subjected to any kind of discrimination, marginalization, or exploitation. Apart from that, Uh, there is another legislation called Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Rules 1995. So the act was introduced in 1989, and this act has been modified by introducing certain new rules in 1995. And another act known as the Prohibition of Employment as Manual Scavengers and their Rehabilitation Act 2013. Specifically, this particular act is related to scheduled castes. In Indian context, large number of uh, the scheduled caste people are engaged in the manual scavenging. So, Government of India has strictly prohibited the manual scavenging, and those who are into the manual scavenging are rehabilitated in other dignified occupations through this act. So now we can say that the schemes, whatever the welfare schemes and legislative measures which we have discussed so far, have contributed for the improvement in the socio-economic and political status of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. When in my earlier lecture, I have discussed about the welfare schemes meant for scheduled castes. Now I have discussed the welfare schemes meant for scheduled tribes. And all these schemes have contributed for the socio-economic and political empowerment of the scheduled castes as well as the scheduled tribes in India. The schemes related to the pre-metric, post-metric scholarships, top class education for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students scholarships, national fellowships for pursuing research studies, national overseas scholarships, etc., have contributed for educational empowerment of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. And these schemes have not only helped to pursue the higher education, but this education has helped them to get a dignified employment in government services, private sector, multinational companies, and corporate sector. So this has resulted into the economic empowerment of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. So that means uh, here we can state that the welfare schemes related to education, health, employment, skill development, entrepreneurship, all these schemes have uh, contributed for the socio-economic upliftment of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes so that they are able to enter into the government services, then private sector organizations, corporate sector, and even they are able to enter into politics, and they are able to hold the highest administrative positions in the government. So therefore, all such kind of initiatives have transformed the socio-economic and political life of the scheduled tribes. And in this context, we can also mention that an important scheme, namely special central assistance to SC subplan and ST subplan, have contributed for the economic development of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and to avail the facilities for income generating activities in the field of agriculture, animal husbandry, cottage industries, etc. So, the scheme of assistance to scheduled caste development corporations and scheduled tribes development, scheduled castes uh, finance and development corporation, and also scheduled tribe finance and development corporations, both at central level and also in the states, have helped the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe youth to get financial assistance for the employment oriented economic activities in the field of agriculture, small scale industries, trade, and service sector. And one of the most important initiative of the government of India, that is the Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India, that is called TriFed. So this TriFed has helped the large number of tribal people to get marketing assistance and remunerative prices for the minor forest produce and agricultural produces of the tribal communities. So prior to this, uh, the tribal communities were exploited by the non-tribal traders, uh, businessmen, and forest contractors. So, because most of the tribal people were not aware of the monetary value of the minor forest produce or the tribal products. So, therefore, very easily they were subjected to economic exploitation by the non-tribal traders. So after the initiation of the TriFed, that is Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation, today the tribals are able to sell the minor forest produce which they have collected from the forests and many tribal products which they have produced for a remunerative prices. So that has contributed for the economic empowerment of the tribal population, and that also helped them to improve their quality of life or standard of living in tribal areas. So that a large number of tribals are not only economically empowered but are also got protection from the hands of the exploitative private traders and middlemen. So, on the whole, the welfare schemes being implemented by the government of India have contributed for the social and economic empowerment of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe population. So, in these two lectures, I tried to explain you the important welfare schemes initiated by the government of India and how these schemes have benefited both scheduled castes and also scheduled tribes to improve their social and economic status. So, all these points are very important for all competitive examinations. Thank you.